Coming in hot from Arizona, this is Trevor
and Troy Howard.
And you're on So Tell Us Time. You can have everything you want in your business. Sometimes you just need a little help.
Every business owner would love to charge more for their services, but sometimes you can sacrifice long-term loyalty for a short-term profit.
Creating the right rituals is key to your business having success.
Are you tired of competing with your competitors? Guess what? You don't have to compete if you create.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of So Tell Us Time. We're so excited to be here with you guys today. It is a good day. It's the beginning, well, I guess I should say it's mid-January now. So think about that, a little bit crazy. January is half over of 2024. I had to write checks the other day and I was like, almost wrote 2023. Takes me a few months to get switched over to the new year when I'm doing stuff. Today is going to be a great episode. Today, we're actually going to talk about ethical business. We're going to talk about why it's important to put your customers or even potential customers first and how that actually is going to generate you more income or revenue down the road. And it's a really important thing because a lot of people don't think this way. They want to put the dollars first. They don't always think about putting these customers or the potential, especially potential customers first. So let's dive into it. Go ahead, Troy.
Yeah, so today we're basically just going to share a story with you of someone that we were recently introduced to. So it was someone that was referred over to us by another client of ours, and they were looking for marketing and automation and all the different things that we do. And so we sat down with them and we really, went through their business, what they were looking at, what they wanted to do with their business, what were they currently doing, and kind of put together this game plan. And we spent a fair amount of time with them, and they actually thanked us right off the bat. They're like, man, I can't believe you spent this much time, getting to know my business. And we're like, well, it's really important for us to know your business in order to serve your business. And, but it came down to basically like he really wanted us to build kind of a custom lead management system for him that could integrate into like all the other systems he was using, like dialers and all this other stuff. And we were looking at that. And after the meeting with him, Trevor and I sat down and we're like, well, we could build this for him, but it's going to cost a lot of money, right? To custom build and do all these integrations and everything. So we were like, do we want to do that? Or, should we look and see if there's something else out there that might better fit his needs? So on our own, we went out, we did the research and, what were the best options for him? And we actually found a platform that met his needs pretty well. Yeah. So now we had this ethical dilemma, right? The client doesn't know this, but, we have to decide between, do we introduce him to this other platform that we don't own, we don't make any money on, right? But will meet a lot of his needs right out of the box. Yep. Or do we just come back and say, okay, awesome, here's what it's going to cost for us to build this totally custom solution for you, and just pretend like that other system doesn't even exist, right? So that was the dilemma that we had. So the question is, what did we decide to do? And Trevor, what did we decide to do?
We decided to tell him about the other system that would work better for him right out of the box.
Yeah, absolutely. We introduced him to the other platform. So why would we do that? Number one, it's the right thing to do. It's just the right thing to do. Number two, it created a very strong trust between us and him. Number three, it secured that relationship of the referral as well, right? Because he was referred to us by someone else. So if we didn't treat him the way that we should, then no more referrals were going to come in from that other person. So now a lot of you might be saying, oh man, why would you guys do that? You're going to lose out on a ton of revenue. Yeah. But you know what happened? What happened, Trevor? Actually, we'll ask you, what happened after we told him about this other platform?
He was like, that's awesome. Thank you so much. I'm honestly a little shocked. Like I assumed you guys would just sell me on why you guys were the best option. But that's amazing. Thank you so much for your honesty. In fact, I want to hire you for all of my marketing. Like, I know that I can trust you. And we were like, awesome. That sounds great.
Yeah, exactly. So we built that trust. And sure, we lost out on a little bit of revenue, with the platform that we could have charged him for, but we built a strong relationship with him, and a relationship is going to last so much longer than a
Yes.
transaction,
Yes.
right? And that's the key. So he came back and he immediately was like, I want to hire you for this. I want you guys to fill in these gaps in my business as well. So it totally turned around. Now, why did he do this? Because he knew that he could trust us
Yep.
and that we would always put the success of his business above our own, right? And that's really, again, that might sound counterintuitive to you, but if you create success for your clients,
Yep.
what are they going to do? That's going to create success for you in your business as well, because they're going to continue to utilize you. They're going to refer their friends and family and all the other people that they know to you. So it really is more of a long-term game,
Mm-hmm.
but it makes a lot more sense. And in the long run, you're going to make a lot more money. So now let's talk about, like, how can you do this in your business? Because not every business is the same, right? Your business is not the same as our business. So what can you do in your business to build trust right off the bat with either clients or potential clients? And we've got a couple of things, and Trevor might actually have some other ideas for me. First one I thought of was a free analysis or report. If there's any kind of, data gathering or report or that you could put together for your clients, that you're not charging them for, that immediately builds trust. So it might be if you're in the in real estate, you might be doing a market analysis for them. What's going on in your neighborhood? What are homes selling for? And do that up front and be honest with them. And here it is. Let me give you all this data ahead of time, right? Because you're just building trust. They're going to get that information regardless at some point, but you're building trust with them before they're even a client of yours. Another thing is recommend other options or solutions, regardless of whether they're your services or not.
Right.
And that's really important too. I've seen that a lot in businesses. It's like, well, you've got this problem right here, and I could definitely take care of that, and this is how I would do it, blah, 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 blah. But if you didn't want to go that route, the other option I would suggest is you could go do this over here. Now, hopefully what's over there is not as good an option as you, but because you shared another option with them that was not an option you're going to, make money on, it immediately creates more trust, right? So that's a great way to do it. So it might be that, let's say you're a carpet cleaner and you're like, yep, so the solution I have for you is a truck mount, system. We're going to come in, we're going to do this. We have all of this great stuff. Here's the results. Now, if that's not going to work for you, you might want to look at one of these other systems, and you can give them those other options, but, and they go, oh, okay, great. This guy isn't just selling me on what he does. So that's another great way to do it. Another thing you can do is offer to handle research for them, saving them time and money.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big thing, right? People are trying to make the right decision. They're trying to make sure that they're looking at every option out there. So if you say, hey, you know what? Let me look for this. Let me see if I can find something for you. I had that happen with, we were doing a remodel on a rental property, and we were trying to make a decision on flooring, and we were talking to this one company about doing it. And you know what they did? They said, hey, you know what? If you haven't, made your decision on what type of flooring you want to do, let me go out and do some research for you. I'll come back with some options and some pricing, and kind of give you the pros and cons. And so they took the load off of me and they did the work. And what did I do? I hired them to put the floors in,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because they went and did all the work and then came back and said, here's everything I found. And here's what I would suggest, and I could have not used them to actually install the floors, but because they went the extra mile, I totally used them to install the floors. They got the job. So any other ideas, Trevor, that you have?
I just would say, like, again, it's about being honest. Um, a lot of times you'll see, like, in the website world or website analysis world, SEO world, people will receive reports from companies talking about how bad their website is, about how bad their SEO is, just to be like, I'm the solution. Um, we've always gone from a stance of being different. Troy hit the nail on the head earlier when he said we look at every client as creating a relationship. It's not a transaction. And to too many businesses, it's all about transactions. A client is a transaction. For us, it's about relationships. And I will tell you, this has served us well for 26 years now. We have grown year over year over year, and to the tune of thousands of customers in 33 countries around the world, which is super awesome. And so we're very proud of that. It was all started with, Ron, who is our dad, who started the company 26 years ago with that in mind. He wanted to run an ethical company where not only did the company do right by the customer, but it did right by the employees. And Troy and I have worked very hard over the years after Ron retired to continue that mentality and continue that tradition of having a good ethical company that we can feel great about, turning away customers that are not the right kind of customer for us, that we're not going to be able to produce for them the way that, we should be able to, or maybe somebody else could. So don't just create reports to make yourself look the best, in my opinion. Don't be afraid to turn customers away that this is not going to be a good fit. Troy says often, this is like a marriage. You don't want to get into bed every night with somebody you don't like. You're just going to end up divorced, right? So why go through all the heartache and the pain and the suffering to end up divorced in the end? Just cut that out from the get-go. If this is going to be a good fit or not. We're not a one-size-fits-all type company. And I'll give you an example of PPC. PPC is super intriguing and inviting to companies. But in all reality, PPC is expensive normally. And we even had to get better at this, to be honest. We run free reports for our clients before we take on any kind of marketing or anything like that. We do market analysis and competitor analysis. And one of the things that I made sure that we got better at in the recent years was it is what it is. Whether the customer can afford it or not, we need to be as, clear and transparent from the get-go so that they can have ultimate success. And if they can't afford, like for instance, the PPC side, then that's just not an option for them. And so often I find that we are selling customers on not utilizing services than utilizing services. But in the long run, they appreciate it and it generates us more business because referrals, we're successful for our clients. And it just makes everybody happy. Then we're not fighting with clients all the time. We're not over promising and under delivering. You want to under promise and over deliver for sure if you can in business. So really, that's just kind of my last final thoughts on everything. You got anything left?
No, that's it. We'll hit the homework.
Perfect. Okay. All right. This week, come up with one thing you can do to show your clients and potential clients you will put them first and that they can trust you and implement it this week. That's always the name of the game with So Tell Us Time. We want you guys to implement things every single week. So what is something you guys can implement in your business that maybe even other people aren't doing, your competitors aren't doing, that can show your potential customers and existing customers that you truly care about their, whatever that is, their life, their business. For us, it's business because we're working with business owners. You may be dealing with the consumer, but that you truly care about them and what it is that they're looking for, right? Like Troy said, the flooring. The end result was the floor that Troy wanted, the flooring Troy wanted, and being happy with it. And that's what he ended up getting, right? So they were ethical, they were honest about it, and, understand people aren't dumb. Like if you think that talking about your competitors is a stupid thing, well, guess what? Your potential customers have probably already researched competitors too. So it's not a secret. You're not keeping anything that they can't just publicly find with a simple, quick Google search. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of the competitor conversation, right?
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, we love you. We appreciate you. You guys are awesome. as always. So Tell Us Time is just a fun thing for us to do. We hope you enjoy it. And I would say that the numbers and stats are reflecting that. So thank you so much for your support. Like, share, comment. Let us know what you guys need. Let us know what you want to learn about. And we will catch you guys on the next episode of So Tell Us Time.